right, I'd like to call public session to order. I ask that if you'd like to address the council, you step up to the microphone, keep your comments under 5 minutes, and state your name and address. Nobody signed up to speak. Would anyone in the audience like to speak? Miles.
I'm trying to make this brief especially it was Memorial Day yesterday. And since George couldn't cover all of the subjects because he's not qualified. So anyway, Bill, do you remember a guy named Billy Patterson? Who was he?
My grandfather.
Okay. A good Vietnam veteran, by the way. Brother Vietnam veteran. Good guy. Now, I'm going to cover some wars here. Okay, get ready, sit back and relax. And I thank you very much for letting me have my say here. Okay, Rod? I'm going to go back to the illustrious Civil War. I just got done with this book about the Civil War in Chancellorsville. You know, I've never seen so many egos in a general in my life as they had back then. And to murder all the troops they murdered that day. 3 days. With a gun that had a smooth bore in which you had to pump the bullet into the gun like this, and hopefully it'll shoot straight. Well, the percentage on that gun wasn't too good and wasn't too high. They said that it was more disease than anything else that killed those troops back then. Okay? Now we'll move along quickly because, you know, there was Antietam, or Antietam, whichever way you want to say the word, which was another butcher site. Then we can go to Gettysburg, and the egos were out there too. You got to read these books because I'll tell you what, you don't want to fight another war. Okay? Then we'll go into World War I when they had machine guns, Enfield rifles, and everything else, cannons blowing people up left and right all over the place. Nobody has figured out why they started that war, except that maybe the kingdoms on both sides of the channel were having a fit. Who's got more money or who's got more land and whatever else was going on there. Well, they didn't settle that war right, and unfortunately World War II came around, and I still can't figure out why in hell the Nazis murdered Jews. I can't figure it out. Why? You're murdering your tax rate. You're robbing, but you're not getting everything you can out of them. But you're murdering, slaughtering them. There's pictures that they bought back from those compounds that were murdered by the Nazis, the Jewish. And don't ever think you've got a stomach enough for that. Okay? Now we'll move. I'm going to make this fast, Bill. Please be patient, okay? Then we'll move on to the Korean War. Now I'm still trying to figure out why that came about, except for it was the communist theory of taking over the world. And there was a lot of that Cold War stuff going on, and I'm still trying to figure out why everybody had such paranoia about what the Russians were going to do next and what the U.S. were going to... And Churchill was constantly preaching the fact that, gee, we can't trust anybody. And Roosevelt told him, well, don't worry about it. But he died the next day, and Truman was stuck with him. Of course, you know the story behind Truman. He's the one who dropped the bomb on Japan, and if he hadn't, they're still discussing how many casualties there would have been then. I'm going to go back to 1980. I met this guy who was at Pearl Harbor. This is the good one. This is the one that gets me going. It seems as though Mitsubishi, remember them, Mr. Watson? Mitsubishi was selling cars back here in 1980. The engine that powered that car was the one that powered the airplanes into Pearl Harbor. 3,200 people died then. No problem, everything's fine. All right? Now, I'm going to go to the war I'm in. Nowadays, the Chinese are building an island out there between the China Sea and Japan and everything. They just flew a jet plane there, bomber into that island. And the Vietnamese are crying, "Woo, come save us, come save us." Well, you know what? There was 58,000 troops that died over there for them, and they didn't want us anymore, and now they want us back? I can't figure it out. I'm still trying to figure it out myself. And if somebody over here who never served anywhere, please tell me if you know the answer here. Now, I'm getting there, okay, Mayor? We got a President Bush. I'm sorry, he's a Republican, but yeah, he can't be perfect. This guy is in the Texas Air National Guard, okay? All of a sudden, he gets called up. Old man Bush, part of the CIA back at the time, says, oh, no, he's not going. He's going to Louisiana National Guard, and he will get out of that call-up. Cheney. Does anybody remember that goof? 6 deferments he gets during my war. 6. Newspaper guy asked him, what was going on with you? Well, he says, I had other priorities. Well, I'll tell you what, okay? Those 2 guys had the nerve to send troops to Iraq and Afghanistan. And look where we are with them 2. And I'm going to finish this off, Bill, because one of your Republican friends, I hope not, Jim Wright. Does anybody remember that name here? I know you do. Senator Jim Wright went on to have a successful career, but he burned his draft card in 1969 at the post office down here. Okay? Great Republican. I finished it off with that, Bill. Think about that guy. I was waiting for him to come down to that Memorial Park yesterday and give a speech, too. He's got a lot of nerve, he does. Thank you.
Miles, anyone else like to address the council? Seeing none, I'll close public session. Regular meeting starts at 7:30. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let's call the roll.
His Honor the Mayor. Councilor McBrady. Councilor DeMassey. Councilor Hill.
Here.
Councilor Wilmot.
Here.
Councilor Gosick.
Here.
Councilor Tesserio.
Here.
Councilor Cordino.
Here.
All present.
Thank you. I have nothing under the mayor's report. Do any of the common councilors have anything to add? Seeing none, clerk, please call Resolution 180.
Approved minutes Common Council meeting held May 14th, 2018.
Councilor Hill. Councilor Gosick. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Tesserio.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor McBrady.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 181.
Approve use of public space, William and Lori O'Brien, owners of the Red Sun Fire Roasting Company, located at 207 West 1st Street, and Port City Cafe and Bakery, located at 209 West 1st Street, in order to install a seasonal semi-permanent fence.
Councilor Hill. Councilor Cordino. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Tesserio.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor McBrady.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Will clerk please call Resolution 182?
Approve use of public space, Mr. and Mrs. Briglin, owners of a single-family dwelling at 43 East 8th Street, in order to remove and replace an existing one-car parking area.
Councilor DeMassey. Councilor Gosick. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Tesserio.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor McBrady.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 183.
Approve use of public space, Anthony Paul Dean, contract purchaser of a two-family dwelling at 80 West Cayuga Street, in order to install a one-car parking area.
Councilor Gosick. Councilor Hill. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Tesserio.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor McBrady.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 184.
Approve use of veteran stage by the Oswego High School Jazz Ensemble, in order to host a concert on Wednesday, June 13th, 2018.
Councilor DeMassey. Councilor Tesserio. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Tesserio.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor McBrady.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Will clerk please call Resolution 185?
Approve use of Veterans Park by the Victory Transformation Ministry for their annual prayer for the prodigal to be held Saturday, July 14, 2018.
Counselor Corodino, Counselor Hill. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 186.
Approve road closures for the Eclectic Arts and Sciences Homeschooling Association's Triathlon Just for Kids event to be held Sunday, August 5th, 2018.
Counselor McBrearty, Counselor Gosick. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Will clerk please call Resolution 187?
Approve use of public space, the Oswego Pride Parade and Festival, to use the Veterans Stage in Oswego Riverwalk West for their annual festival on Saturday, September 15th, 2018.
Counselor McBrearty, Counselor Tesorario. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 188.
Grant variance of the noise ordinance to David Thompson, proprietor of Gibby's Irish Pub located at 8 West 2nd Street during the summer months of May through September.
Counselor McBrearty, Counselor Gosick. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Will clerk please call Resolution 189?
Grant variance of the noise ordinance to Kristen DeSantis of the Sting of Oswego Incorporated located at 49 West Bridge Street during the summer months of May through September.
Counselor Hill, Counselor Gosick. Any comments? Counselor Tesorario.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to amend. Amend the days and times to Thursday, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 6 p.m. until 12 a.m., and then grant them Harbor Fest weekend, July 26th through the 29th, 6 p.m. to 12 a.m., which is consistent with what we've given everybody else that's applied.
Do I have a second to amend? Counselor Gosick. Will clerk please call the roll to amend?
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes to amend.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes to amend.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes to amend.
Counselor Hill.
Yes to amend.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes to amend.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes to amend.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Will clerk please call Resolution 189 as amended?
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk please call Resolution 190.
Authorize mayor to enter into a 4-year extension of the agreement with Broadwell Hospitality Group for the East Linear Park Transient Dockage Agreement.
Counselor Tesorario, Counselor Gosick. Any comments? Clerk please call the roll.
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Abstain.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 6-0-1.
Clerk please call Resolution 191.
Authorize mayor to enter into an agreement with the New York State for the Downtown Fund.
Counselor Hill, Counselor Corodino. This Downtown Improvement Fund we established from the $10 million Downtown Revitalization Initiative grant. It puts up approximately $525,000 to small businesses and property owners in the downtown area within the boundary defined in the Downtown Revitalization Initiative. And what we hope this program will do is allow small business owners the opportunity to apply for grant funding for really 3 types of grants, 3 types of projects. The first project is a small $3,000 to $5,000 grant, which is fully funded, doesn't take any money from the property owner to get a $3,000 to $5,000 signage grant so that they can have a new sign outside their storefront or some outdoor programming, flowers, or enhance their or windows if they have a storefront right in downtown. Second type of grant is a larger grant, anywhere from $15,000 to $30,000 roughly. It's for really a facade renovation where they can fix the entire front of their building, including their signage. Again, help fund more outdoor programming activities. And this grant requires a 20% match from the property owner's end. And then the last type of grant is a larger grant, anywhere from $50,000 to $70,000, $80,000 range, and that is for large-scale renovations. So if you own a property or you're a business owner in the downtown area and you have underutilized or non-productive vacant space downtown, this renovation will allow you to do some work to put that space back into use. There's also an emphasis here on upper story renovations to put in residential units downtown, because that was a major component of our downtown revitalization initiative when we applied to win that grant back in 2016. So we encourage any property owners who have a multi-story building downtown and the upper stories aren't being used, especially, or aren't being used at all, we encourage them to apply for this grant and introduce some quality residential housing units in downtown. The application becomes available on June 1st. There's actually a pre-application available now on the city website and at the Economic Development Office at 44 East Bridge Street. The general application becomes available June 1st, and the deadline to submit that application for consideration is July 18th. At that point, in mid-August, the scoring committee, which is made up of Economic Development Director Justin Rudgick, Assistant Director Tim Stahl, Councilor Kevin Hill, who represents the downtown area, Katie Toomies, the Director of the Chamber of Commerce, and Bill O'Reilly is Bill Riley, is the representative of the small business community who serves on the committee. So they will meet in mid-August to score the applications. The criteria is set in this agreement. I've also made a presentation that I gave to the public workshop, or during a public workshop last week. I made that presentation available on the city website, and you can see the scoring criteria and some of the other guidelines in there. So I highly, highly, highly encourage anybody who owns property in the downtown area or is a business owner in the downtown area to apply for this funding. When I was running for office, and even in my time, my first 2 years as mayor, I always get requests from property owners and business owners downtown asking for some of the city grant money. Well, the city does not have grant money. At least as far back as I know, we've never had freestanding grant money that we've been able to just dish out. A lot of the grant money you hear about is grants that the city applies for from the state or federal government, and we get with the rules that we must spend it for what we applied for. We never have arbitrary discretionary grant money that we can just toss out to certain business owners. It just doesn't exist. So this is the once in a lifetime opportunity to where the city actually has grant money that we can try to decide on how to spend and where to spend to get the best bang for our buck. So I really would encourage property owners to pay attention. Don't miss out. You have to apply to be considered. So after that application deadline closes, if you're not in and you don't have plans together, then you're missing the boat. And I've had 2 public workshop meetings. This presentation is available online. I've done social media posts. We hung posters all around the downtown area. There's really no reason for somebody to say they weren't made aware of this opportunity. So we're trying to do everything we can to raise awareness and make sure everybody has a fair shot. And I would encourage, if anyone has any questions, to reach out to the Economic Development Office or my office, and we can help get you the application and help answer any questions you have. With that, any of the councilors have any comments? Councilor Tesoriere.
Yeah, just to go on the record, Mayor, being consistent with knowing the zoning and code enforcement of what they're trying to do. It might be beneficial if they contact our office up on the 3rd floor to, if they've got any ideas to stem their projects or what their costs may be, what they can do, what they may not be able to do. There's a ton of information up there, and the people are very, very helpful. So anybody that wants to apply for this, that would be a great first step. I highly recommend that.
That's an excellent point. I would say if you are going to consult with the Economic Development Office or the Code Office or any city office, please do that before the July 18th deadline closes, because I guarantee, no matter what, if somebody hears that we met with somebody who submitted something, I'm sure it'll be an unfair advantage, or they would have had an inside scoop on where the money was going. So my suggestion is try to get that, try to consult if you need to ask any questions or anything like that before July 18th, because I've instructed city departments that once those submissions are in, that communication really should not exist until we make that award and those allocations, because I know it'll be said no matter what, but I'll do my best to try to avoid any of that nonsense. So good point, Councilor. Any other comments? Seeing none, will clerk please call the roll?
Councilor Tesorio.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor McBrady.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 192.
Approved fee schedule for the Charles E. Gallagher Swimming Pool.
Councilor DeMassey, Councilor Wilmot. The current fee at the Charles E. Gallagher Fort Public Swimming Pool is $1 a day for a child. It's $2 a day for an adult. I recommend, and I'm asking the Common Council to eliminate those fees to make the pool more accessible, particularly for the lower income community, which predominantly uses the pool. So I think while these fees may seem small to Common Councilors and members of the audience, I can assure you that I know that these fees, when you go swimming at the Fort Pool 3 days a week or 4 days a week, build up over time. And I hope that by eliminating these fees, we make the pool more accessible to all members of the Oswego community. And I also hope it encourages children to get outside during the summer months and stop playing video games and get off the couch and enjoy the weather and spend some time at the public swimming pool. The financial implication to the city is relatively minor. We only collect about $14,000 a year from the public swimming pool in what we call revenue. We're not even eliminating all of that $14,000 because that includes some of the swimming lesson fees, which we are not eliminating. I just recommend cutting that in half to make that more affordable for Oswego families. In addition, we can no longer need a cashier at the front desk, and I know some issues, I wouldn't say they were issues, were brought to light, but we clearly, there were some concerns about overcrowding, but after Councilor Hill asked some good questions, we found out that we really don't know how many people are in the pool because we don't keep count. So we're going to do, where we can say that there's going to be overcrowding, maybe we should start counting who's actually in there. So we will do a better job counting the people that come in and out of the pool, and of course we will adjust the number of lifeguards necessary, but at least in the recent future, we haven't even had crowds close to max capacity, so I really don't see that being a concern. I see it as more speculation. Any comments from the councilors? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Tesorio.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor McBrady.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 193.
Approved bid submitted by Barrett Paving Materials Incorporated for the 2018 street milling and paving project.
Councilor Cordino, Councilor Hill. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Tesorio.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor McBrady.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 194.
Approve request to seek proposals for investment advisory services for the City of Oswego Deferred Compensation Plan.
Councilor Hill, Councilor McBrady. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 195.
Approve transfer of funds from the general fund contingent account to the Chatta admin account for the purchase of an ADA door.
Counselor DeMassey, Counselor McBrady. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor
Hang on a
Tessler.
minute. Counselor Tesorio.
This is confirmed that we reached a deal with the building owner on the store, Kevin.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
so
It's a sharing, an equal sharing of costs.
Okay, so that is, I know you said that the other night, just wanted to verify that.
Yes.
For the record.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 196.
Approve transfer of funds from the general fund contingent account to the Shade Trees and Parks Materials and Supplies account for the use by tree stewards.
Counselor Gozick, Counselor Hill. Any comments? Counselor Gozick.
Yeah, being the council representative on the Tree Advisory Board, I just wanted to say thank you to the Common Council for appropriating this budget for the tree stewards who works in conjunction with the Tree Advisory Board. They put in over 4,000 hours of volunteer work, and their work and their efforts don't go unnoticed, and I think this is a great example of that. So I just wanted to let you know on behalf of the tree stewards, they are very grateful, and you'll see them out in the parks. They just announced their schedule. They're going to be working on the public parks in Oswego this summer. If you see them, thank them. They'll have signs, hard hats, and new equipment like saws in order to do the work that they've been doing for years. So I just think these people are unsung heroes of the community, and they've put their free time every weekend for years and years and beautifying the city, help preserving our Tree City USA status. So they're very grateful and they're thankful. So I just wanted to thank you all on behalf of them.
Any other comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 197.
Approve attendance at the New York State Association of Fire Chiefs 112th Annual Conference to be held June 14, 2018 in Verona, New York. Request of Randall B. Griffin, Fire Chief.
Counselor Wilmot, Counselor Tesorio. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 198.
Waive rules of Common Council to present resolution number 199 and 200 from the floor without committee consideration.
Counselor Hill, Counselor Cordino. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution 199.
Approve use of public space, Oswego Renaissance Association, in order to place signs in recognition of neighborhood pride and block challenge grants.
Counselor DeMassey, Counselor McBrady. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Clerk, please call Resolution number 200.
Approve 2 updates to the City of Oswego purchasing policy.
Counselor Hill, Counselor Cordino. This is really just a little edit because of the transition between the City of Oswego and Onondaga County purchasing. We just need to clean up some of our purchasing policy to be consistent with how they administer their purchasing process. So there's actually 2 updates in here that are very specific to exactly what we're doing. Right now, the DPW has multiple accounts, actually not just DPW, all city departments have multiple accounts at several local vendors here in the City of Oswego that Onondaga County doesn't do business with because they're small businesses here in the city. So what this language does is, rather than keep all of those accounts separate to every department and sub-department, it takes the departments in the DPW, instead of saying Parks and Rec is one line, the sewer crew is one line, the concrete crew is one line, it just lumps it together and puts a cap on it so that it's just one less voucher, a lot less paperwork, and Onondaga County can process it much quicker than it's done now. I actually believe it will streamline the entire purchasing process and make it much easier and less bureaucratic, so we can actually pay our bills to our vendors a lot quicker. So we are capping that. I'll ask for that amendment in a minute, but that cap for citywide all year round is $110,000. To put that in perspective, we spend about $55,000 at Raby's and Burke's alone. This resolution not only includes Raby's and Burke's, but also a few other local vendors like Ontario Orchards, Oswego Industrial, and City Electric, local small businesses that we do business with just about daily. It's really just, it's not really an increase in what our bills, in the bills that we've paid year to year are to begin with. It's really just correcting some of the language to make it compatible with how Onondaga County uses it. And the other one is buying our water meters in bulk, which we started to do because we're selling more water meters. However, the vendor we were using is the same vendor that Onondaga County uses. So we've capped that yearly expense, which really isn't an expense because the water related to the water meters are actually generated from the sale of the water meters. So it's a revolving account for the city. But we're capping that at $140,000 so that we can buy, we can have Onondaga County buy our water meters much quicker, almost on demand, rather than waiting and buying them small pieces at a time. And then when somebody comes up to get a water meter, they have to wait because they're not in stock, and it becomes a big hassle. The good news out of the $140,000 is because we use the same vendor as Onondaga County, we can actually piggyback off of their contract price, which is going to save the city about $10,000 annually because they get a cheaper rate than we do. So that's the good news. So I have to ask for an amendment to the resolution we have prepared because I did not put these figures in the original resolution, and I'd like to do that. So if I could, I'd like to ask for a first and a second for the following amendment. In the last two paragraphs, we will say, resolved that the Common Council authorizes the purchase of water meters and parts for water meters and other proprietary items for the water meters without formal advertising and competitive bidding during the period of May 29th, 2018 to May 29th, 2019, not to exceed $140,000, and be it further. And resolved that the Common Council further authorizes the purchases for repairs, parts, and supplies for maintenance and safety of city buildings, grounds, and vehicles without formal advertising and competitive bidding during the period of May 29th, 2018 to May 29th, 2019, not to exceed $110,000. Motion? And second, Councilor Hill. Councilor Corradino. Clerk, please call the roll to amend.
Councilor Tesfario.
Yes to amend.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes to amend.
Councilor McBrady.
Yes to amend.
Councilor DeMasi.
Yes to amend.
Councilor Hill.
Yes to amend.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes to amend.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes to amend.
Motion to amend passes 7-0.
I want to add in one more note because that, I'm sure the language in that last paragraph, without formal advertising and competitive bidding, probably people won't understand what I'm saying. This isn't to suspend bidding for larger purchases that require are required to be put out to bid. These purchases are set under the annual discretionary limit of $3,000. So what this is doing is it allows our city employees to go to, let's say they're building a park sign, and they get the sign half constructed and they see, well, we don't have a bolt to put this sign on that in stock. We have to run to Raby's, get the bolt and a screw, and cut that, get that invoice and pay for it. That's what we're talking about, and those limits are not to exceed $3,000 annually. So it's not big purchases. I know those numbers sound like large numbers, but they really are small transactions at local businesses that happen throughout the year. So that's in plan. Will clerk please call the roll as amended?
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Any other business to come before the council? Seeing none, can I have a motion to adjourn? Councilor Tesorio. Councilor Gozick. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor McBrady.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Meeting is adjourned.